Okay, this is kind of a big story. I almost don't know where to begin, but Andrew, first things first, is this really happening? Facebook's denying it, but do we think that there's some truth to this?
Well, it's really hard to say. I mean, as you said, Facebook is denying it, but the truth of the matter is there are humans that are doing some element of curation here. And, we're humans. Nothing's perfect. There's no machine to say what's liberal, what's conservative, so.
But the accusations here go beyond that. It's that someone is deliberately suppressing, Erin.
I think, the thing is, though, you have to think about this. This is one article, and it cites one person who admits that they are conservative. They won't go on the record, though. It's off the record, and it's a person saying, I'm conservative, and I felt pressure, maybe not even explicit, to suppress certain conservative news sources. So it might not be institutional so much as one person's feelings that have been blown up into a giant national multi-day news story.
Right, it was a one-source story. That's a very good point. But Andrew, it also brings up, what is Facebook? Is it supposed to be, not to get all meta, and here I am holding this thing looking at Facebook Live, but, does this company need to fess up and face the fact, so to speak, that it is a media company? I mean, no one would complain if Rupert Murdoch slaps a story on the front page of the New York Post with a bent, or the same thing with the Sulzbergers. I mean, is this what we're looking at now with Facebook?
Well, Facebook is, in fact, a media company, but it's never going to say that because, it's got such a lofty valuation in the public markets. I mean, why would you want to be a media company when you can be a technology company? Why would anybody want to be anything but a technology company in the 21st century? So I think with Facebook, the real thing that's uncomfortable here is, yes, it controls this much of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a question here from Facebook. Is there political risk here for Facebook stock? Erin, what do you think?
I mean, the connection between the stock market and the political world is a little bit sort of hard to make. I mean, what we do know is that Facebook and a lot of Silicon Valley tech companies over the recent years have realized how important it is to be politically engaged. They used to kind of just ignore DC and say, okay, those guys are handling their thing. We're going to build our perfect utopia world here in Silicon Valley, and they're realizing that because of how big and powerful they are and what economic forces they are, they have to actually engage in DC. Google has a huge lobbying team now. Facebook is also kind of doing that too, and you're seeing them run into governments and around the world, especially Facebook, most notably in India. I think there is definitely some benefit to them being closely connected to DC, and Facebook is actually trying to do that. You can see they're sponsoring the GOP convention, for example.
Right.
They've sponsored a lot of the Republican debates. Facebook wants to be seen as politically engaged, but most importantly, as neutral.
Right, absolutely. Andrew, the other question that I had this week is that now the Senate Commerce Committee is looking into this, John Thune. Does government have a right to even go there and say, oh no, company X, you should be doing this, not this? I mean, this is a private company. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, they can look and poke around at whatever they like, but there's this thing called the First Amendment, and
right.
Facebook can basically do whatever it likes, I mean, we want Facebook to be neutral. We want them to have a nice balance of conservative and liberal news and these kinds of things. But let's not forget, Facebook is just a product, and they can make their product however they like.
And, some of this is catnip for the conservative coalition, right? I mean, they love playing the role of the underdog. And yet another mainstream media, member
right.
is coming after us.
Victimized.
Yeah.